Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. I'm going to give you all a few seconds to get in here. This is an impromptu video that I didn't plan on making. I just decided to just go live. So you can come on in. I'm in deep thought. I'm in deep thought. All right, come on in. So today we're going to be talking about your dreams, a dream that you may have that you've been thinking about pursuing. We're going to be talking about what's happening with me, the inspiration for this video. Here's my, here it is. All right. Oh man. Hey Elle, first one in here. How are you? We're just waiting for other people, and I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Okay, well, the floodgates have opened. People are coming in. Koja's here. All right. Well, without much fanfare, let's go ahead and get live on all of the other platforms since people are coming in and the text will go out shortly. We can just go ahead and just jump right in. All right. So we're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on Twitch. And that is it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So Queen Lynn, did you get your text already? Because that's pretty quick. But nonetheless, we are here. We are here. I'm your host, Tonya TKO. And right now I am, you can tell from my face that I'm just not my typical self. Right now I'm under a tremendous amount of stress. Just getting the final pieces together for the retreat that's happening this weekend. Well, I can't even say final pieces. I'm still in the thick of getting even some of the basic things together. Like I'm trying to hammer down the outline for the day. So the schedule. Yeah, I'm hammering down the schedule. I have you can't see it because it's black, but it's behind me. It's a speaker set, a PA system to be able to enhance the sound in the room. Oh, there's the text that just went out right there. It is raining. Can you hear that? Can you all hear the rain? This thing is too sensitive. The mic is picking up too much. This reminds me of when I was living in my trailer and it used to rain and the roof, the sound was just so melodic. It was really nice. And tonight is the perfect night for the rain because I'm already in a melancholy kind of mood because there's a lot of things that need to be done in order for an event to take place. It's like showing up on the day is the least of it. There's so many things that happen behind the scenes before that to get things up and running. And we're going to be doing a lot of hypnotherapeutic journeys. And I realized from some of the coaching behind the scenes that there was a need for a past life regression. So I'm in the process of creating not the script, but the outline for where we're going to go on the journey. Because, when you're holding people, there's just a responsibility that comes along with that. And so it has not been easy to get this accomplished. And I just wanted to tell you, to anybody out there who has a dream that they are thinking of pursuing, if you're thinking of pursuing your dream and you've been kind of wondering whether you should or shouldn't, and you've been looking for a sign, let this video serve as your sign. There are a lot of people who are presently looking for small business. I myself have turned away from using Amazon. I'm going direct to the manufacturer, the company that makes it. I'm shopping local in smaller stores. I just, I saw this this picture of Jeff Bezos' shadow yacht. So it's this really huge multi-million dollar yacht that's the shadow yacht to confuse people about which yacht he's actually on. And I'm like, for all of that money, you could be paying the people who are working for you a little bit more. Like, everybody in this country could be making more money, but the people at the top are pointing at all of having people point at the folks down on the bottom struggling to survive as well. So no, so that's what I've been doing. So nonetheless, there's a lot of different things that go into getting an event up and running. And I remember in the very early stages of this event, because you all remember I've been wanting to do a retreat for maybe about 2 years now, and then it didn't get done last year, and then this year I had that health issue, and then I couldn't do it in Costa Rica because of that and because of school, etc. And so I decided to think about what I can do, right? So welcome, everybody, welcome. So I decided to think about what I can do, and what I could do was have about 5 or 6 weeks of coaching behind the scenes weekly, so that we can get some of the things done. So instead of a 5 to 7 day retreat, we could have 5 to 6 days once a week, preparing for the in-person part. And then that way, when we get in person, we do the things that only we can do in person. So whoever it is that you are out there, listen, it is not an easy journey. I say get help, get a business coach, see if you can join some organizations that specialize in helping startups and new entrepreneurs. If you go to the Chamber of Commerce in your city, they have connections for different groups and organizations that assist new business owners. They have classes, they have groups, they have training. There's a lot that's out there. And while we're still in Biden's America, you better take advantage of these programs before these people decide to funnel the money to their contractor buddies in war. So I mean, they're talking about ending so many social services, but they're not talking about cutting back on the military. Meanwhile, the military is multi trillions of dollars a year. I don't understand. So nonetheless, I'm doing this video just because I wanted to just take a quick break from everything that I was doing, because I was feeling antsy. I just wanted to take a quick break and come here, and I figured, well, if I'm going to make a video and I don't really want to dive too much into what it is that I got going on, I might as well talk to people about business. About doing what you can do to start the venture that you've been thinking about. Is there anybody here who's been thinking about starting a venture? You can raise your hand, or you can put up a 5 for 5 fingers. Well, not 5-finger discount, not that. We'll put up your hand. Whew. Tomorrow is Thursday. This is the second week that the car's not working, so I'm going to miss hot yoga. I'm not happy about that. So there's some things that are just Oh, good. The votes are starting to come in. So Tawani has been thinking about starting a business. Wonderful. Wonderful. And so I'm going to tell you all because listen, I was going to say tomorrow I was supposed to do my hot yoga. I'm not happy about that. So I have to figure something else out. Thursday is the day that I typically relax. Thursday and Sundays are my days to just kind of relax. And then, the rest of the days of the week I spend in various modes of exercise that I love. So I love boxing, I love kickboxing, I love yoga, I love hot yoga. And I like jumping on the trampoline. I'm not crazy about it, but I like jumping on the trampoline. I like dancing. So there's that. So let's talk to the people who are thinking about starting a business because I started my first business when I was 13. And it was a small little business. I went to the 99-cent store and got those little figurines. I went to the store, I got a gold marker. I bought a gold like calligraphy pen, right? It was like a gold ink. And I went to the dollar store and bought those little figurines, all different types of porcelain figurines. And I wrote little messages on them. And then I just set up a table outside my house and I just sold them to the church people. Let me tell you. I just sold them to the church people because, in the hood, there's always so many churches, right? And then there's hospitals, there's police stations. And, for some reason, police, they love their snacks. And that actually led into the business that I started in high school and then college. So then I would sell snacks. I would buy the snacks wholesale and then I would sell them to the church people, to the police officers, to the people in all of the businesses and people on foot traffic, all of that. So those were my first businesses. And then when I got to high school, I sold candy out of my locker. I sold a lot of candy. I sold enough to be able to buy gold chain, door knocker, earrings. Listen, this is the 90s, and I had my little isometric hairstyle and all of that. Yeah, and I sold candy and chocolates and all of that stuff. I bought them wholesale and then I sold them. And then when I got into college, I kind of laid off on the business venture for a little while. I used to sell caffeine cookies. So I was like, well, we got to stay up. And so I started making caffeine chocolate chip cookies. So I would just get like that dry powder, coffee, and I would just brew it and I would make like coffee flavored chocolate chip cookies and people would buy those. And I would also make like little Valentine's. So like when the holidays would come around, I would make like little things for people to give to people. So like, this was back in the days when Michael's used to, yeah. So I used to get like little glitter hearts and make like a little ornament kind of thing. And then I would sell those. And then I'd always had this dream of working in adult entertainment, like at the strip club. Don't ask me. I was young. This is how I know these men are going after these girls with brains that are not fully developed. I went on this trip to Miami. And when I was in Miami, there was this girl. Oh my goodness, she was so... It wasn't that she was pretty, because I don't remember her face. I don't remember her being pretty, but her body was off the chain. And she had on these weird shaped high heels and she was dancing on top of the bar to "Can I Get a What What?" Can I get a what? And I remember that song. She was dancing on top of the bar and she would just look so glamorous. And I was like, wow. I was like, I have to talk to that girl. And when she got down off of the bar, I was like, wow, where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. And she was in Atlanta like me because I went to undergrad in Atlanta. I went to an HBCU, right? Do I have a pic of myself in the 90s? Yeah, of course. But where would I find that right at this moment? Where would I find that at this moment? I wonder if I have any in my computer. But nonetheless, so then I was like, wow. I was like, where are you from? She was like, she was from Atlanta. I was like, what do you do? And she was like, she said she worked at a gentleman's club, and I was like, oh, she's a strip. And I was like, oh, because, I don't want to do that, right? But she said she was a waitress, and she was telling me how much money she made and all this, that, and the other. And I was like, wow. So I said, you know what? That's what I want to do. And so when I got back to Atlanta, I made it my mission. I didn't want it to distract me from my studies, but I eventually did get into the nightlife, and ended up working at two different gentlemen's clubs, a white one and a black one. Oh my God. When people say I love us, oh my gosh. In the black club, like those girls they were athletes. Listen, they make it look so easy, twirling on that pole and doing the dances, like they earned that money. And the men in the black club, the men would come in and they would just throw money up in the air, and it would like just rain, and the dollar bills would just be falling everywhere. And listen, I'm a waitress, so the dancers are dancing on the stage, they dancing in front of people, but as a waitress, I could drop down and get the money that I want. Man, they were mad at my fast ass hands. But the money was anybody's to grab. They would just come in and just fling that money up. They would fling it on the stage. They would throw it up in the air, and you would never know when it was going to happen, and you would never know who it was going to come from. Because people just look dressed regular, but they would just come in, and the next thing you know, like you could hear like a whoof, like of that money. Like first you could hear like the little paper break off of the stack, and then you just hear woof, and then you just hear the commotion. It was an amazing time. Like it was an amazing time. Early 2000s. It was just a nice time. So nonetheless, right? I used the money from waitressing at these strip clubs to buy vending machines. And I would go and I would buy the snacks wholesale, and then I would fill up the machines, and I would collect the money, and I would convert those coins into bills. And it was nice. It was just nice. It was like I parlayed my money. And during that time, as a segue, it was an interesting time. I got a chance to meet, like there were models who were also working as waitresses. They were like the girls who cheerleaders for like professional sports teams. They were also there as waitresses. I think they have a clause that they can't undress, but they were there like Dallas Cowgirls, like in the white clubs. They the black clubs, everybody and anybody. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then from there, after I got out of college, I went to Japan, and I started a graphic design business. I came back to the United States. This was back when people were still doing CDs. I came back, but this was like at the tail end when CDs were going out. I came back to the US. I bought a whole bunch of CDs wholesale. I found out where they were printing them or burning them. And then I took them over to Japan. I filled up an entire suitcase, and like I filled up trunks of CDs, took them to Japan. I sold them on the streets of Shinjuku, Shibuya, Harajuku, Roppongi. I took them all over. Everybody knew me. I had my boom box, and I would be playing these songs, and people would just buy. Then and then I realized that music is perishable, because the music was hot, because they hadn't gotten it in Japan yet. So music is perishable. So the CDs were perishable. So then I had to start selling them wholesale to the hip hop shops and all of that. And then from there, from my graphic design business helped me travel the world while still making money. And then from graphic design, I had this near-death experience at the tail end of a surgery, which led me to YouTube. And then from YouTube in 2008, I gave you all the secret formula for the cream, that got rid of my stretch marks, because people used to remark on how beautiful my skin was. And then from there, TKO Skin was born, and TKO Skin was in business from 2008 to 2014 when I closed my business to try to write a book, because I wanted to do content creating. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, and I closed my business. And then what happened? Oh, I left out a part. After my near-death experience, that's how I got on YouTube. I don't know if I said that part, but that's when I started making videos. Like after I came out of my near-death experience, I was like, yeah, I got this message to wake up. I was like, I was like, people got to wake up. What I learned in my near-death experience, I felt like I had to tell other people. So I came out of the near-death experience. I just started making content. I'm a weep. I'm a weep if I think about it too much, because I remember the early days of YouTube. Like I'm an OG on YouTube. I've been on YouTube since YouTube was 2 years old. I got on YouTube in 2007. And then 2008, the TKO Skin was born. And then I really took it seriously as a business from 2009 to 2014. And then I closed the business to travel, to try to write my book. You all remember in 2015 when I was trying to write that book. And then, God, Lee, that was 10 years ago. 2015 was 10 years ago. Can you believe that? Like when I say I grew up on YouTube, I was, for the people behind the scenes, I gave them some assignments from some old videos that I had done, where I had created these exercises that really get to the root of our programming. And I sent that to them, and it just was a reminder about where I came from, like on this whole journey. And then after that, you all know, 2016, I lived in my car. I ended up living in my car, and then from 2016, I was clawing my way back up, like just trying to get onto the other side of it. I was lucky in that I made some really good investments that have really, really, really just blossomed and came to fruition. I made some, I had an idea, because, when I was in Japan, I'll never forget, there was this hip hop shop because like I told you, the music was perishable. So I sold wholesale to this hip hop shop. They were supposed to give me $3,000, right? This is what they owed me. And in Japan, they had XM satellite before they had it in the United States. But it was an IPO, initial public offering. And it had just came onto the stock market. This was in the early 2000s, right? And the hip hop shop owner, who owed me $3,000, he was like trying to get out of paying me the money. And I never got a chance to get in on XM radio. I didn't get a chance to buy the stock during its IPO. And I never forgot that. So in 2016, when I heard about this investment, right, because nobody in the US knew what XM radio was. Like, they was like, what is that, right? And so I was like, yeah, this is going to be big, because it was big in Japan. Like the technology was in the East before it came over here. In 2016, when I heard about Bitcoin, I don't want to talk too much about I don't want to talk too much about what I did. When I first heard about cryptocurrency, I said, wow, this makes sense. And I didn't have money at the time. But I would put like a few hundred here, a few hundred there, like whatever I would work for, I will put it in. And then you all know that after I lived in my car, I was living in my trailer. So I was just like squirreling it away, And I made a decision because 2018 came around, and so I had came out of that whole journey with going to the other country. I got robbed my first day. It was terrible. Like I never wrote the book. The book couldn't get finished. It was too dangerous in Central and South America. So then I 2018, it had been years since I had come home for the holidays, because I had been living in my car. I didn't want people to know. I was so embarrassed at what was going on with me. right? And it was like the Thanksgiving Christmas time, and it was hot because I had my trailer up in the desert because it was, it was the only place that I could really park my trailer because I couldn't park it down in LA. So I was up in the desert on the side of the road, and it was hot. When I tell you I was in that trailer sweating, it was so hot because the desert in California is fucking hot. 105 degrees, 110, 115. It was just hot. And I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money for a plane ticket to come home. And I was just so frustrated. I said, you know what? If I'm going to be here, I was like, if I'm going to be here, I'm just going to go all out. Because back in the days, my videos were educational videos, and YouTube changed the algorithm. And when they changed the algorithm, they changed it so that you were not getting views if people were not searching for your video. So even if you had subscribers, you just wouldn't get views. You would get 1 to 5% of your audience they'd send a message to, right? Or not a message, but it would show up on their homepage. So I parked across the street from this library, and I was like, I just don't care anymore. I was like, I just don't care. I was like, I'm gonna make videos every single day, right? Just because. And I went into the library because they had AC in the library, and they had these conference rooms that you could rent for free. And I remember when I was living in my trailer, because I would be on RV parks for some weeks, and then I would have to be out on the street, right? And when I was out on the street, it was a really stressful time because the desert is so hot. So because I was on RV parks, I used to like to grow plants. So avocado seeds I was sprouting, right? And I had just finished eating 2 avocados, and I had them, right? I had the seeds for the avocados. And I went into the library to make the video, and I was talking about John Gray and Aventer. I don't know if you all remember that. That room that I was in, that was the library. And I was making this video, and at the end of the video, I showed the 2 avocado seeds because I was like, oh, John, I think you forgot something. And I showed those 2 avocado seeds. They were 2 little brown balls that was in my hand. Child, that video went viral. Oh, man, John Gray, Aventer, TD, everybody saw that video. It was crazy. It was crazy. So then from there, things were still hard for me until I changed my mindset about money. I used to think that my worth was tied to how much power and money I had, how much control I could have over my own life. And then I realized, like, one day I thought I was a bad person if I didn't have money. Like, we all have our own thing that we have to deal with. That's what I thought. I don't know where I got that idea from, but that's what I thought. And I was on a live stream one day. My car was broken, like my truck was broken down, and I had to leave the RV park, and I couldn't move my trailer because the truck was broken down, and I just felt real low. Like, I was trying to sell anything, autographed anything, signature this. I was trying to make calligraphy this, and nothing was working. And this girl came on my live, and she was like a troll, and she was like disrespecting me because I was just trying any and everything to just try to make ends meet, right? Because, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So I was like trying to, and she just started disrespecting me. And I was like, no, I rejected it. And it dawned on me, it was like, it clicked. I was like, I'm not a bad person for needing help. I'm not a bad person for not having money. I'm like, this is a temporary situation that exists right now, and it has nothing to do with my worth as a human being. And when that clicked for me, everything changed, because I remember it was hot. I was still in the desert, and like, I started hypnotherapy school when I was still living in my car. Like, I remember going to the thrift shop in the San Fernando Valley, and buying the clothes that I needed for hypnotherapy school. And I remember after that, I just went hardcore, just fully into my studies. I went and I did my clinicals because I had to do like 1,000 hours of hypnotherapy sessions. I don't know if you all remember that, but I sent out a message to everybody. I was like, free hypnotherapy. All you got to do is sign up and then just like leave a review or something like that afterwards. And so I just started doing hypnotherapy sessions back to back to finish up my clinicals. I was doing them back to back. One call would end, the next call would come on, back to back to back to back to back. And then I finished up the requirement for my certification. I submitted for it. I got my certificate. And then I just was on, I was in a new attitude. That's when I started like squirreling my money away into like crypto and just trying to figure this out. I lost some money that I couldn't afford to lose, and I didn't let it deter me. I continued to, because I had gotten caught up in a pyramid. Like back in the early days of crypto, I got caught up in a pyramid because like it was making a lot of, I didn't realize it was a pyramid, but it was making a lot of money at first. I got some of my classmates in on it, like single mothers. I was like, yeah, look at this. And then we all lost our money. And one of the single mothers that I got in on it, she was like, she was done. But I was like, nah, I'm going to try again. I was like, I really believe in crypto. I just started squirreling my money away, squirreling. And this year, yeah, this year, yeah, Bitcoin went up to 100K this year. And I got in when it was, when I lost all my money, Bitcoin was 4 grand a piece, right? And I lost all my money and I was mad. By the time I was able to save up a few hundred to put it back in, it was at $8,000. And I was mad because I wanted it to go back down to 4, but I was like, I don't know if it's going to go back down to 4. So I just started putting it away, little, everything I had. Anything I made, I put it away. And then Bitcoin hit 100K. What was it? 11 this year? So I say all of this because in my journey, there have been stumbles. There have been falls. There have been false starts. There has been pain. There's been self-doubt. There's been lack. When you talk about insecure, so I'm a self-love specialist, right? So when it comes to the love that I have for myself, I don't feel that type of insecurity, but I felt financial insecurity, like not having enough, not being able to make ends meet, not being able to pay all my bills from the money that I have, feeling very self-conscious financially, right? Joe the Don is talking about she definitely got at least 500K. Maybe not. You never know. It ain't nobody's business but mine. There's some people behind the scenes who know, but ain't nobody's business but my own. So nonetheless, right, I will say I am all right. I'm all right, right? Like you will notice I don't even put up the Cash App thing anymore. Like it's cool. It's cool. I'm cool. But when people want to send, I will accept. However, not if you can't send. You know what I mean? But well, listen, this is not advice or lessons to teach anybody about anything. This is not financial advice. I'm not advising anybody to do anything. I'm only telling you an anecdote about what happened in my life and the journeys, the traverses of my business. What I will say is, when I was in hypnotherapy school, I had learned how to write an affirmation. And I learned about the power of suggestion. Oh, we've been on for 35 minutes. And so, that is how my book was born. The book that I could not write, the book that would not come out when I was on the on the road. The book wrote itself, honestly. It was like the book said, I want to be born. The book said, this is the vision that I have, and I am not an artist. I am not, well, I am an artist, but not that type of artist. I had never written a book before, and I got to my computer. You all know that I was a graphic designer from back when I lived in Japan. And so I just sat down at my computer and spirit guided my hand. I'll show you the book. The book it's a beautiful book, but I didn't write this book. Like, my name is on it, but spirit wrote this book. I'm telling you, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the book right here. It's an affirmations journal. Like, all of the text and all this other stuff and all of this, spirit wrote this. Spirit did this, right? And I just went along for the ride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just went along for the ride. I just opened up my computer each day and I let spirit guide me. I wrote down the most powerful affirmations that helped me keep my head in the game, that helped turn things around for me, because I was in some low points. Like, people on the internet were making fun of me. They were saying that because when I first ended up living in my car, I was so scared. I was like at the top of this electronics store, and I'll never forget it because I'll cry if I think about it. If you all want to see if you all want to see the playlist of the videos from that time, the playlist is still up. I was on the roof of this big box store, and I had the cover over my car, and the motion sensor light came on the roof, and I was up there, I thought, by myself. And I was afraid because I was like, nobody knows that I'm here. If something happens to me, what's going to happen? And I turned on my camera and I was honest. I told people what I was going through. And people said, you know what, start a GoFundMe, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I started a GoFundMe. And I raised $12,000 in 7 days. And I ended up using that money. I tried so hard to try to parlay the money into something that could be sustainable. But when all was said and done, because what I tried to do was I tried to rent out an Airbnb. Like, I tried to rent out a whole house that I could turn into Airbnb. But when the owners found out what I wanted to do, they were against it. And so it was very difficult. And so I ended up parlaying that money into a trailer. That's how I ended up buying my trailer, because I used that money to put down as the down payment and to use as the monthly payments to give myself time to be able to come up with something, because I learned about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And while you're worried about your food, your safety, the shelter over your head, you're kind of stuck in this lower vibrating place that you can't get out of until those basic needs are met. So I used that money to use the down payment. And the people who gave were really happy to give. But there were people who were making a lot of fun of me on the internet. They were calling me a scammer. They were calling me all types of B's. And it was black people too, black women on top of that. Black men were hated to see that I was supported. And then black women went and supported the men in attacking me. It was crazy. So I was at one of the lowest points in my life, in need of help. And then it turned into a whole hate train. So I was at some low points, and so those affirmations helped me get out of those low points. As soon as my retreat is over, I'm going to put the book up for sale on my site, so don't worry, I got you on that. Let's get some music up so that we could dance. Man, it was really interesting to go through that whole story and then to just think about how I got to where it is that I am now. It's crazy that when when I had done that GoFundMe, I had been on YouTube, etc., for about 8 years, right? And I had given all of these lessons and stuff away for free. And because you know what, like even the exercise that I sent to the people behind the scenes, that was an entire workshop that I created online for free. And so the people who had found benefit in my content, they contributed to the GoFundMe. But that situation that I was in, it let me know, right? I will never be abashed when it comes to charging money for my services, because I realize what's at stake. Either I can charge people money for my services now, or I can beg people for money, you know, when I'm destitute later. So I don't play no games with that anymore. I don't. So I charge for my services, and so we're only going up from here. When I was in my car, that's when I went through my coaching program. When I was on my way getting out of the car, getting ready to get the trailer, that's when I was in hypnotherapy school. And now I'm in another big life transition right now. And I'm in grad school. There's always seemed to be this transition where life is calling me to choose between education and moving forward, when the education is a part of the moving forward. So, or just staying stuck. So here, I'm trying to find whatchamacallit. The rain stopped. Somebody's saying sorry to hear that. No. It's all a part of my journey. Everything that I went through. I heard somebody say this quote, right? If you erase all your mistakes, then you erase yourself. So it's like I became who it is that I am from the things that I went through. Some people are saying he's saying Santa come get the loot, but I thought he was saying Santa come get the lube. So someone's saying invest in real estate too. You know, living in my car destroyed my credit because I couldn't pay my bills. Come on, get out your seat. Oh, he might be saying loot. I'm not trying to put demons in your mind. I just want to wish you a good night. Hope you get the cream with the pie. See, he's saying cream with the pie, so he's hoping she got a cream pie. I think he's saying lube. It's all right. I don't know. But get out your seat and dance with me. I'm the superintendent of this facility. I get the people what they want with agility. Yes, moving quickly, past ups and my enemies. They just bow legends, but they all real to me. Trust me, I'm about to get you hooked up. I'ma get your jealous friends crying. On my R&B shift, I'ma get your Christmas vibing. Santa Claus pulled up, come get the loot. You better been watching what you do. None of that list you got, they gon' go through. But you been good, haven't you? Santa Claus pulled up, come get the loot. You better been watching what you do. None of that list you got, they gon' go through. You been good, haven't you? My eyes start to stream from the offset. Between the wants and the needs, I don't process. Like they talking French when they say son got nothing. I cannot comprehend how we gave up on justice. Leaving feeling beaten down, all left behind. On this holy night, least we can do is try to make things right. Trust me, I'm about to get you hooked up. I'ma get your jealous fans crying. On my R&B shift, yeah. I'ma get your Christmas vibing. Santa Claus pull up, come get the loot. You better been watching what you do. None of that list you got, they gon' go through. But you been good, haven't you? Santa Claus pull up, come get the loot. You better been watching what you do. None of that list you got, they gon' go through. You been good, haven't you? right. Okay. All right. If you dance with me, you got you got 3 minutes and 30 seconds worth of movement under your belt. All right. All right. So hey, shawty, baby, I got your money. Don't you worry. I say, hey. So listen, I say all of that to say that our journeys, and thank you, Anne, I appreciate that. Our journeys are all so different, right? Our journeys are all so different. And wherever it is that you are right now, I'm going to say this, right? Because this is my first time like planning a retreat of this size and this magnitude, right? And there have been some quote unquote mistakes that I've made along the way. However, I just want to add that you're never, so theory is one thing, but you're never going to know exactly how to do something until you do it. A stand sit desk. I have so much equipment strapped to this desk right now. I have not thought about that, but that is actually a good idea. I don't actually spend much time at this, to be quite honest, at this whole setup. I don't spend much time here. Besides when I'm doing videos, that's when I spend the most time here. But that is a good idea. I know a person who has a stand-up desk. But yeah, that's actually a good idea. But with this thing, this whole setup, I have so much heavy equipment because I have interfaces and I have compressors and all this other stuff on there. This is why my mic sounds so good. High quality, high fidelity. So Joyce is saying, what are you saying? I'm what? So nonetheless, so let's talk real quick, right? I'm in a weird transition from processing grief and gaining more education. Yeah, I feel you on that. Oh, changing careers, Jenny, no. So listen, I'm going to say this to you, right? Wherever it is that you are in your journey, you will never know how to do something until you actually do it. Don't wait until you think you know everything about doing it in order to do it. Sometimes you just really have to jump in and just start, honestly, because there are things that I've learned about this process only from starting the process. That's it. You really just have to start doing it. This is my first time doing this, and we had some kind of stumbles, some foibles in behind the scenes, like with trying to get people to get to the Zooms on time and not wanting to leave anyone behind and having to kind of navigate the good of the many versus, trying to pull up the few. And so there have been some growing pains behind the scenes where I just had to be like, look, in order to take care of everyone, I have to kind of shift away from spending by rewarding the scragglers with, with attention that's taking away from the people who are doing what it is that they need to do. So, okay, so social is starting their dream now. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. And someone is saying morning, you must be in Australia because we are either Australia or Asia because we are not in morning right now. We are not in the morning time. I just got accepted into the Peace Corps and I leave in June. I'm scared but also excited. Oh, congratulations, the Don. Congratulations. Listen to your instincts. That's what I'm going to say. Just listen to your gut. You don't have to explain to anyone when it comes to what your gut is telling you. Listen to that gut. Follow it. Follow it. So that's pretty much it for me. I don't know if there's anybody who wanted to call in. But I'm not really in the mood for call-ins, honestly. I'm not in the mood. I want to get back to what it is that I need to do because I have to get all of the hypnotherapy journeys that we're going on all sorted out. And I'm just now working on the past life regression. So we're going to be doing a past life regression, inner child work. We're going to be doing a lot of different things in this session. I'm really excited about being able to share my trainings with people. I'm really, really excited about helping people on their journey to get to the next stage, because when I help people, it really mushrooms out into society, and we need more healed people in our society. So Elle says that Jenny wrote something that was missed. What did I miss, Jenny? What did I miss? You have to copy and paste it again, because I didn't see it. Oh, I am. Whew. Let me see. I'm going to try to scroll up, but there's only but so much, only so far back that it goes. I'm not seeing anything from Jenny. Mark is asking, where have you been? I've been around. You have to subscribe. Get on the text notification squad to get a text. I'm in the process of developing an app right now. I don't see what Jenny is saying. Where's Jenny writing in from? I don't see any comments from Jenny. After I graduate, will I open up a small practice? No, that's not my. I don't feel that that's my calling right now. And then also, I'm getting ready to change schools too. So I'm just in transition. I realized that 12 classes for my master's is just not enough to get me where I need to be. I need more classes than that. I need practice, so I need clinicals. I need research lab. I need all of that. So I'm probably going to enter into a 5-year program, one that's really robust. And so I'm looking into that right now. But I feel that my calling is in doing the work that I'm doing right now. Like, instead of working one-on-one, so like I can help you with, habit change and transitions. However, like the one-on-one stuff, you probably would need to work one-on-one with a life coach, a therapist, or something like that. But with me, I'm about building community. I'm about taking multiple people on these journeys while we're building community, because I believe that there's a type of healing that happens in group, that you see that you're not the only one dealing with something. You learn that no need to feel shame, or, something that I've realized today, right? Is Jenny talking about Bitcoin? You have to copy and paste it, Jenny. Write it again. I'm looking now. You too busy still talking about the past, but I don't see comments from Jenny. Does anybody else see comments from Jenny on the screen? Because I'm not seeing them. So I don't know what's happening and why Jenny's comments are not being shown to me, but I'm not seeing them. Does anybody else see Jenny's comments? Because I'm looking on the screen. I don't see none. So, oh, she asked if I had children. You didn't hear me talk about them during the whatchamacallit, right? You didn't hear that. You heard me talk about college, you heard me talk about travel, but you didn't hear me talk about that. So, I am single and child free. I am single and child free. So, no. I would like to settle down and maybe adopt. When I was a little girl, and I was thinking about this the other day when I was talking to someone behind the scenes. When I was a little girl, there was a child in my school, and he was a foster child, and we became like we were like best friends. It was like 3 of us. It was a triad little group. And I'm not seeing her comments. That's wild. They're not coming up on the screen for some reason. That's really interesting. I don't know why they're not coming up on the screen. They're coming up on, apparently the people on YouTube are seeing them, but they're not coming up in my system. When I was we were like best friends, and then he had to move. I don't know what happened to him. He just He just vanished. One day he just never came back to school. And I think that it'd be important to provide a forever home for somebody who could use that stability. You know what I mean? So hopefully, the plan is what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on manifesting because I'm working on healing some of my own patterns. I came to this realization recently. So, like, one day I woke up with this profound message. So Jenny says she's afraid of crypto, electric car companies. It depends on how young you are too. I wouldn't suggest to somebody who's 75 to get into crypto because, like I said, when I first got in, I lost everything that I had put in, and I was really, really burnt behind that. But I believed in it and I continued forward. But nonetheless, so I can't even remember where I'm at because I have so many fractured conversations going on that need to be pinned, like pulled back together. So I'm actually I'm working on healing some of my own trauma, like some of my patterns, some of the things that I would like to shift. And then I'm going to work on manifesting a vision of a life that I'm going to work on manifesting that. And so I'm working on just healing up some of these things, these patterns that need to be weeded out and healed. And so I'm working on that and then going from there. Well, if she was blocked, she wouldn't be able to write comments at all. Nobody would see her stuff because they wouldn't get through, right? So I don't know why she's not coming up on the screen. I mean, because we see here, Jenny, type something. Let's see if we can see you. I celebrate you on your journey. I did see one of those vicious videos that attacked so many years ago. Trash talkers always encounter the same karma they vomit out. They all have regrets. You know what? Oh, I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about this epiphany. And thank you, Teody, is that it? Tawny? Thank you, Tawny. So yeah, I woke up with this epiphany about a past relationship, right? Where I felt like in the relationship I gave and didn't get the love back that I felt I was supposed to get back. And I woke up with this epiphany on my heart. And the epiphany was that I was loved. However, and then also, so there's a few different things. If we are love, then how could we ever give anything but love, right? And that people are doing the very best that they can with where it is that they are, and that every relationship is not going to lead to the finish line. Like, there's so many beautiful lessons and things that you can gain from relationships that are for a moment, a time. You know what I mean? How does that saying go? Right? So yeah, every relationship, and a relationship can be a complete success in teaching you new things that you need to learn. And in that relationship, I learned a lot, and I had an epiphany about the love that existed in that relationship, that it didn't look like the type of love that I felt that it, quote unquote, should look like. And it wasn't a relationship that I felt in my spirit was supposed to go the distance. And a season, a reason. Yes. Thank you. It didn't go where so I have some programming, and I realized this today because I was looking at one of the exercises that I'm having the people fill out. And I realized that I have this desire to help. I have this desire to be useful. I have this desire to be used in a way. And I feel that when I am good and useful and that people are able to find value in the things that I can do, I feel that that shows part of my worth. And that's faulty thinking. I just realized this today, that I don't have to give of myself and jump through these hoops and put myself up as a damn workhorse or a mule for me to feel as if, if people find value in me, then I have value. No, this is faulty thinking. So I realized today that that idea needs to be weeded out. Absolutely not. And the thing about it is that when it comes to our programming, there are these little things that are stuck in there that we don't know are in there, but we're operating from this autopilot. Many of us are operating from just a place of just autopilot, and we're just going through the motions, and we don't realize that there's this program in there. Because I realized that in a past relationship, I wanted to be used. I wanted to come to the rescue. And I'm like, come on, child, what you doing? I had to really analyze myself when I was doing this tic-tac-toe thing today. And I was like, this does not mean that. I could be a bump on a log and still have all my human value and worth. Like, my worth doesn't come from muling. And I think for a lot of the programming that girls have growing up, that we are taught from very early on, that you need to learn how to be a servant to your mate. You need to learn how to give of yourself, give up your dreams, give up your wants, your needs, give up your desires, and be the sacrificial lamb. Like those people in the Freddy Krueger movie where they had their veins pulling out and they were walking along. No, and I realized today that that programming was deeply embedded in there somewhere. And I said, oh, I caught you. Let's go ahead and excise that right now. Let's go in and go pull that out, extract that. Yeah, more than extract. Let's excise it. Let's get that all the way, the root, the fibers, the nerve endings, all of it. Let's get it out, all of it. Scoop it. What do you call it? Give it a root canal. Do all of that. Get it all out. Well, no, more than a root canal. Excavate it down from the bottom, all to the sides, all of that. Just get it out for real. Because I didn't know that that was in there. And for many of us, we have to question ourselves. We have to question, why am I doing this? Like, what is that idea? What is the foundational idea underneath this behavior? And the foundational idea is often tied to the things that we were taught as children. Like if you were raised in a big family and you never got your own pair of shoes, or you didn't get your first pair of clothes until you were off to high school or college, or you had to buy them yourself, or whatever the case may be, there are lessons that you are learning in those interactions. If your parents take you and slap you up against your face, slap you all up and down the house, there are lessons that you're learning in these actions. If your mother look at you and put a broom in your damn hand while your brothers are laying up playing video games, there are lessons that are in there for you. If you over there at the damn Thanksgiving and all the people with titties is in the kitchen over the hot stove with aprons and moo-moos on while the men are cracking open beers, burping, farting, and tossing food all around the place, there are lessons that you're learning there. If your mother was bringing home all different types of men at night and you like, mama, and she's like, get the F out of here, close that DD door. And there were lessons that you learned from that. You know, if somebody snuck into your room at night and did things to you that you didn't want done to you, that you couldn't consent to, there were lessons that you learned from that. And it's like we are going on throughout our lives with so many lessons deeply embedded in there, and we don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know that they're in there. Darn it, I never started my clock up again. Well, Conchil says, I wonder if it's because we believe that we ourselves cannot be saved and maybe are not valuable enough to be, but we find some strength in saving others lest someone be saved. Yeah, you know, I'm sure that it's a lot of things. Do you think that you rescuing someone is you wanting to be rescued? Maybe, maybe. But the thing is that all of these things have to be explored. And what I want you to do, Shark, is never invest your time in trying to analyze me. That is my job. That is my job. That's the job of me and my therapist and people who I have elected to hold that role. When I tell these stories, trust me, I am not telling them for anybody out there to get stuck in my journey, but to hear it, to one, see the lesson in my vulnerability and my openness. Well, my vulnerability. Two, see the openness and the unapologeticness in telling my story, regardless of how embarrassing it may seem or be. Three, the clarity of self-reflection and just being very honest with myself. I'm hoping that in me talking out loud, that these are things that you will look for in yourself, because you analyzing my journey is not going to get you where you need to be. Because trust and believe, I have people on the payroll. I got people on the team who have been vetted, verified, and elected to help me navigate through those journeys. As stated, this is something that I came to awareness of today, right? And I will continue forward with the self-reflection. Please take inspiration from me into speaking your truth, because on the other side of that truth is healing, is acknowledging what the truth is, and if you so choose to find healing. To find healing. So Style is saying, I can't even see the name, LOL, never mind. I don't know, maybe it's subscribers only. Maybe the person joined the channel too soon between wanting to comment. I don't know, because the comments are not coming up. And Shark is saying, I'm just making a statement. No, Shark. No, you are not just making a statement. You asked me a question that requires psychological reflection. So you could take what it is that I'm saying or throw it out, right? And if you are thinking about me, please turn that around and think about yourself, please. And I'm saying this with love. There's no shade. There's no snarkiness. There's none of that. I'm saying this with love, because with the task that we all have to do here on this earth, the questions and the reflections that need to be done from our standpoint, because my journey is unique. So please, invest that time of thinking, of looking, of analyzing. Invest that internally. Oh my gosh, Shark, please. I know you've been a follower of my channel for a long time, and I respect you, right? This is why I'm even bothering to say anything to you right now, right? One of the things that we've been talking about behind the scenes is about telling the truth. And if you don't want to hear the truth from me, I do not have to tell it. You are doing more than just making a statement. You are asking a question. a question to me that requires self-reflection. This can be an opportunity for you to reflect. Let me just put it this way, right? Don't ask me any questions about any reflection that I need to do for myself. Don't ask me it. Spend that time in asking yourself. This goes to everybody. I'm not singling anyone out with this statement. Spend that time that you could spend wanting to find out about my psychological analyzation and invest that time in yourself. That's all I can say. And I want to move on from here, please. I would like to move on because it apparently, listen, like I said, there are things that we do on autopilot that we don't reflect on. And I don't know how much more back and forth I need to have before a person takes the time to have the humility to say, could this person be right? When you say that you're not doing something at all and you are doing it, where do we go from there? I don't know where we go from there. Just please take a few moments to just reflect internally. Please. It doesn't have to, this doesn't have to have animus. Do I have any book recommendations? Someone who is interested in learning how to self-reflect should read to start their journey. Let me think for a moment. I am learning and I'm practicing in this moment that the best way to let something fly by is to just let it fly by. Because I don't want to have to remove these comments from the broadcast. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to ignore it so that they could just move past. This is this hair color it's a toner that got this color because my hair was white, too white last week. So I put a toner in it to get it this color. It's like a champagne. It's from Wella, I believe. But nonetheless, so I was I believe I was saying something, but I kind of lost track of what it is that I was saying. Does anybody remember what I was saying before I got distracted? And then we're talking about the book. You know, everybody is so different in what it is that they need for their own personal development. I would say, if you just start, because see, the books that I read in the very early beginning of my journey were books that spoke to me in where it is that I was. And I don't know if I would recommend them now because one of the books was In the Meantime by Ayanna Van Zandt. But I don't know if I would recommend that because it's like, you know, So that's what else have I read, you know what? I read a lot of different books. I would say if you let me see what they have out here nowadays. Let me Google books to help analyze self. Look at this. Look at this. So we have a bunch of books that have come up, and the first one that comes up is Thinking Fast and Slow. Get Out of Your Own Way. The Mountain is You. I think I actually bought this book I bought the audio book when Audible was having a big sale a few weeks ago. The Four Agreements is one that I read. That was a really good book. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I read that. Atomic Habits. I read that as well. Are these books that I've already read? Or are these just random books? I listened to The Gifts of Imperfection by Brene Brown. I was past that level by the time I got to it. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Is this telling me these are books that I have, or is it that I've just read so many books? This is crazy. You Are a Badass. That was a good book. Emotional intelligence, that was a good one. Who Moved My Cheese? I think that this is, come on. Who Moved My Cheese was a good book. It was a weird book, but it was good for the point that it was making. Let's see. The Power of Now. These are books that I've read. So what I would say is get into your Google and then start taking a look, because one of the things that I learned, right, from and that I'm stressing in this video. One of the things that I've learned and that I'm stressing is to really just get started. Just get started. Read the backs of the books, see what resonates with you, and just get started. Get something. Because what happens is when you put one foot out, it's going to be next time to put the next foot out. So you just continue to put one foot in front of the other. So these are How to Win Friends and Influence People, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. These are books that I read in the early part of my journey. The Gentle Art of Verbal Self-Defense. That one made me a monster. Look at this. Man's Search for Meaning. This looks really interesting. Man's Search for Meaning is a 1946. Let me see if you all can see this. Yeah, it's right here. Man's Search for Meaning is a 1946 book by Viktor Frankl, chronicling his experience as a prisoner in the Nazi concentration camps during World War II, and describing his psychotherapeutic method, which, wow, that's interesting. Okay. This one right here sounds like a good book. Get Out of Your Own Way. Overcoming Self-Defeating Behavior. Overcoming Self-Defeating Behavior. Okay, Read People Like a Book. Oh, that's interesting. How to Analyze, Understand, and Predict People's Emotions Through Intentions. Interesting. So what I want you to do is I just want you to just take the time to just read what some of these books are about. Because Daring Greatly, how the courage to be vulnerable transforms the way we live, parent, and lead. Oh, Daring Greatly, that's interesting. A 2012 self-help book written by Brene Brown. Okay. The Courage to Be Disliked. All right. Listen, I know it's time for us to do another dance break, so let us get up and get another dance break underway. Let's see. Where's my song, Rudolph, My Dear? That song was in my head all yesterday. Here we go. Get out your seat. Come on, let's do some dance to Rudolph, My Dear.
Rudolph, my dear,
hey.
the forecast ain't clear, so will you please light my way and lead this old man's sleigh? Said Rudolph, my friend, once more Let's have some fun and go make this a Merry Christmas for everyone. Merry Christmas for everyone. Merry Christmas for everyone.
Ah, that was nice. That was nice. That was nice. Whew. That was nice. I see people putting up dancing. You're supposed to be dancing. Whew. That was nice. Okay. Ah. All right. So I think I pretty much said everything that needs to be said. Let me hear what your self-love lessons are from today's video. Let's hear that. I got to think of what my self-love lesson is. So if you did that Rudolph, my dear, that was 3 minutes and 36 seconds worth of movement. All right. So let's get into the self-love lessons. Type SLL and write your self-love lesson out from the personal, the I, me statement with the positive affirmative of what you've learned about loving yourself from today's video. I have to think about my self-love lesson. I think my self-love lesson is really going to be surrounding telling the truth unabashedly, like really telling the truth about who I am, just because it takes telling the truth. This music is a little loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. It takes telling the truth to be able to know where you are, to know where I am. It takes telling the truth to know where I am, because the only way you can do something about something is by telling the truth. You know what I mean? I'm sweating from my dance. I look so dewy. Okay, Ionia dance. Good. My cat was even moving on that song. He loved it. That's so cute. That's so cute. All right. All right. Listen to my intuition, says Crystal. Okay. Let's see what else we have. I will prioritize my dreams. Let me put the non-lyric one up. All right, I will prioritize my dreams and develop my action plan now. Okay, I love that. I believe in myself and my abilities to succeed. Oh, hey, Pem Art, it's been a while since I've seen you. Welcome back. Yes, absolutely. I love that. I love that. I love that. SOL, I will be more patient with myself. That's beautiful. Absolutely. 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 All of our journeys have ups and downs. So absolutely. Let's see what else. Oh, self-love lessons. Come on. I will be patient with myself. Let me think about my self-love lesson. So my self-love lesson is about self-acceptance. I accept myself. I accept the highs, as well as I accept all moments, the highs. Because, you know, the self-love lesson is talking about what it is that we do want. So I don't want to talk about the lows in my self-love lesson. So I accept all parts of my journey. I accept all parts of my journey. I'm trying to figure out how I can. So my self-love lesson is about acknowledging the truth when I see it, acknowledging the truth of my programming and being honest about it so that I can be able to do what needs to be done. All right. I am continuing my school journey to going to education and living in purpose. My SLL is place my true self before. You're talking about what you do want, you don't want. So we're only talking about what we do want, okay? So try to take the word selfish out, and take the word before out. Let's talk about where you do want to go, okay? I can't wait to take a shower. It's going to be so refreshing because I'm sweating. Oh. All right, I'm waiting for the self-love lessons. Are those all of them? All right. Okay. All these go, laughing all the way, ha ha ha. Some bobtails ring, making spirits light. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a joy bell sleigh tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. All right. So I guess Short is not going to rewrite them. All right. Shark says, I am continuing to move in love even when my love seems bitter to others. So let's talk about what it is that you do want. So remove the word bitter and even. Let's talk about what you do want, okay? Let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, this Jolly Hake, this song is rocking. Kaya, we're talking about what we do want. So state your self-love lesson from the positive affirmative. So what it is that you do want. I've been doing this, I bought this device recently to help increase the blood flow to my prefrontal cortex. And so it measures like the blood flow and so it's been really interesting. So I've been really contemplating thought, like what is it that, so you're talking about the word uncomfortable, change the word uncomfortable into something else, okay? So when we're doing the self-love lessons, I really take them very seriously. So I really want people to take it seriously as well. If you play during the self-love lessons, that's going to be reason for me to stop you from commenting. I'm just letting you know that. Please understand. So I've been really paying attention to thought because I realized that the blood flow to my prefrontal cortex is actually highest when I'm thinking about something really wonderful that I experienced or want to experience, like really thinking about the future happy thoughts. It's been really interesting. It's been really interesting. So listen, on that note, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much for coming out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is sometimes pausing. Part of loving yourself is sometimes pausing and analyzing yourself in the moment and seeing, is this a road I need to continue down? I'll see you all in the next video.